Hi, everyone. I'm here today to talk about the respiratory impact of antenatal steroids in late preterm pregnancies. And we'll be discussing the late preterm trial, the ALPS trial, with you. Now, globally, there are 120 million births each year. And of those, 10 million births are late preterm births. And in many of these countries, it is the leading cause of morbidity and mortality, mostly resulting from respiratory disease within the late preterm population. Now, studies done in my lab and many others have shown that in the fetus, there is a lot of fluid that is being secreted, which needs to be cleared right around the time of birth, and that transition is mediated in large part by steroids, catecholamines, and oxygen. And we took this concept to test the hypothesis that in infants at high risk for late preterm delivery, would administration of antenatal betamethasone decrease the need for neonatal respiratory support? And this is the publication that came out earlier this year in the New England Journal of Medicine that I will be discussing with you today, which summarizes the results of our trial. It was led by Dr. Cynthia Jamfi-Bannerman from Columbia, and I was the neonatal expert on this study. We randomized 1-to-1 mothers who came in preterm labor or were otherwise at risk for late preterm birth to either 2 doses of betamethasone or an identical treatment of placebo 24 hours apart. The analysis was by intention to treat in this trial, and we recruited 2,800 mothers to this trial, randomized equally to betamethasone and placebo. Very few lost to follow-up, and those are the final randomization numbers. This and the next slide summarize for you the results of the trial. The need for respiratory support was the primary outcome, and that need for respiratory support dropped from over 14% in the placebo group to 11.6% in the betamethasone group, with a highly significant result and a number needed to treat of 35. Maximum effect was seen in planned cesarean deliveries, where the composite outcome dropped from 26% in the placebo group to 16% in the treatment group, with a number needed to treat of just 10. We also looked at severe respiratory morbidity, and that number dropped from 12% to 8%, with a number needed to treat of 25, meaning that for every 25 mothers we treated with antenatal steroids, we prevented one neonate from having severe respiratory morbidity. Amongst other results relevant to the study, there was a reduction in prolonged stay in the NICU, reduction in transient tachypnea of the newborn by 33%, decreased need for surfactant, 41%, decreased bronchopulmonary dysplasia by 78%, even though the absolute numbers were small, and decreased need for resuscitation at birth. The only side effect that we observed, which we would like to raise caution for, was hypoglycemia. Hypoglycemia is a known complication in late preterm population, and there was a statistically higher and a clinically relevant increase in hypoglycemia in the late preterm population, with a number needed to harm of 10. And so we recommend strongly that babies, whether they are in the placebo treatment, which means no treatment, or betamethasone, be followed closely for hypoglycemia. So with this, I would like to also mention that ACOG published its guideline, as did the Society for Maternal Fetal Medicine, extending the use of antenatal steroids to 34, 35, and 36-week gestations. Many countries in the world, including England and Europe, are already using this treatment for 34 and 35-week gestations, and we are absolutely thrilled that this treatment might improve the outcomes in this at-risk population. Thank you very much.